The NBA is filled with playmakers, guys who can help generate shots for their teammates. It's not enough to make a casual glance at the assist leaders to figure out which players set up their teammates the best. The best players get the ball to the open man on time and on target. But can we actually measure this beyond the eye test? Is there a way to use algorithms and complex data analysis to properly identify the players who most consistently use their own gravity to open up easy shots for others? The answer is yes. And while you might not be surprised at who is at the top of the list, what we found was that their numbers should be even better than they are. I teamed up with Second Spectrum, the company responsible for the most cutting-edge statistical analysis using motion tracking. They measure just about everything that happens on the court and have a predictive engine to evaluate what each player should shoot in each scenario, called QSP, for quantified shot probability. And when the numbers were crunched, what we saw was pretty intriguing. Of all the potential assist passes thrown, these are the guys that stood out in terms of volume, but even more interestingly, we teased out the actual field goal percentage of the shots taken and what the predicted field goal percentage should have been for those shots. And if you subtract the QSP from the actual field goal percentage, we see that Luka and LeBron's teammates are shooting way over their heads, while Trae Young and James Harden's teammates are clanking at an unusually high rate. Overall, Young's Hawks teammates are underperforming by 2 percentage points, while Harden's Rockets are really struggling at a negative 3.6%. As we all know, corner three-point shots are the holy grail for modern NBA offenses, and the value of players that can generate them is at an all-time high. Second Spectrum's mountain of data can not only show me which actions Young and Harden generate good looks for teammates, but which plays result in the coveted corner three. And what we found here was even crazier. Trae Young uses the pick and roll to get most of his generated corner threes, but look at the difference in field goal percentage from the expected value QSP. At negative 14.5%, the coaching staff has got to be throwing up their hands, mystified as to why so many of these shots don't go in. Going through Trae Young's footage, let me tell you, the guy runs a masterclass on running the pick and roll on a nightly basis. And he generates so many good corner threes for his teammates, it's crazy. Let's look at a few. The first thing you should notice is the patience. He won't force anything and will make the easy strong side pass when it's there. The Hawks offense provides great spacing for him, consistently spreading to both corners to open up the defense. Watch the one-handed strike he throws here, much quicker than gathering the ball with two hands to throw a traditional chest pass. On this horn set, more patience, adding one extra dribble to force the help one pass away before kicking it out to the corner for an open three. But the special sauce is how he almost never looks at the target he's throwing it to. He sucks in the help to the roll man by glancing at him, then the easy strong side pass for the wide open man. Unfortunately, his teammates aren't knocking these down the way they normally would this season. It's not just the look-away passes, it's the no-look passes. Here, Dillon Brooks had no idea Young was making the pass to his man in the corner until it was already halfway there, leading to another wide-open corner three. He also sells it by getting into the air, steering a hole through the roll man that forces Embiid to rotate over, knowing he's got the easy pass to the strong side corner for another open look. When the defense decides to double him, he flips the screen back to the left. Now watch how he squares to the shooter in the left wing. Curry is frozen, so is Hardaway Jr., and he fires the no-look pass to the wide-open shooter. Again, he focuses exclusively on the roll man, but he's really just tracking what this man is doing. Once he gets both feet in the paint, despite the double team, he's snapping that no-look pass to the corner. He'll do it on the fly with this quick step-up screen, again making eye contact with Herder before gliding the ball to the corner for a wide-open shot. What elevates his passing to the next level is his ability to see across court for skip passes. Here, he's got his choice of which wide-open shooter gets the shot since both corners are filled. Because of this, he can freely jump in the air, making the pass in front of him to the weak side corner. This reminds me of what Steph Curry used to do. Trae studies the help defense, who must bump down to the roll man, and check the lefty hook pass 30 feet on a frozen rope right to the shooting pocket. Credit Biyombo for the hustle to close out, making this open shot a little less open. Going to his strong side as he gets near the elbow, watch how he quick releases this pass. It had barely touched his hand coming up from the dribble before it propelled 30 feet across the floor at high velocity and pretty good accuracy. Sometimes, the defense will try and lure the passer into making a pass that looks open but gets stolen. Ross takes a good angle that would have stolen the ball had it been thrown directly to Reddish, but Trae alters the pass, leading Reddish a little bit higher so he can hop into an open shot. Here's yet another no-look, this time from over 40 feet away as he looks at the wing, but then throws a one-handed off-the-dribble strike to the open man, who simply doesn't make the shot. It's not enough to suck in the defense with your movement. Watch how Young sells a floater by glancing at the rim, major rotation from the weak side by the defense, and boop! He's one of the fastest passers in terms of ending the dribble and getting it out of his hands that we see in the league today. Let's move over to James Harden and how he's generating so many great corner threes for his teammates. It should come as no surprise that these shots come from Harden's wizardry in the isolation. When he does opt to make the pass to the strong side, it's the terror of him scoring the basketball that opens up all of these shots. Most defenders stay at home as the ball comes to them, and the simple flip with a strong left hand gets to the shooter pretty accurately. By playing small ball with Covington at center, they can exploit his defender's natural tendency to protect the rim to get open shots for Rocco in the corner. You won't see too many no-look passes from Harden. The offense has been stripped down to its bare essentials without much movement. He knows where everyone is without even needing to check, and his size allows him the vision to see across court. Also, you can see the Rockets try to set a screen for the skip pass consistently, so the rotating player cannot close out back to the shooter. A unique situation for Harden is how often he's doubled out top, since he's simply that good as a scorer. This opens up shots for days. Again, playing ultra small ball puts the defensive center in all sorts of uncomfortable positions. Add to that, the defense is willingly putting themselves completely out of position in order to double, and it makes Harden's job pretty easy to find the open man in the corner. Teams are willing to help one pass away to stop Harden in these situations, and when you do that, it's such an easy pass for him to make. But this season, his teammates are just not nailing these shots at the rates the models predict they should. And if they run to the wrong side to double, you're asking for trouble, as he can now go to his strong left side and treats us to a real no-look pass for good measure. No need to look when Tucker has been standing there the entire possession. We also took a step back to look at overall three-point shooting and which players were setting up teammates that were not hitting at their expected rate. It should come as no surprise that Chris Paul is up at the top in terms of volume of potential assists. But he, too, is the victim of shooters clanking open shots. CP3 loves to reject the screen and catch his man out of position, allowing him deep into the paint, where the defense is forced to collapse and he can pick and choose which open shooter gets the shot. And his mid-range shot is so lethal, players can't help but react to his preparation to pull up, allowing for an easy kick to the strong side for a wide-open shot. But CP3 really shines when he's flinging the ball across the court. You can see him size up the weak side defenders while he approaches the drop big, before a one-handed push gently drops into SGA's hands for the open shot. CP3 is also hyper-fast at getting the ball from a gather into a high-velocity pass across the court. The second Bjelica relaxes, boom, the pass is delivered on time and on target. As a defender, you can't be lulled to sleep by the weaving Paul does into the lane. He'd just as quick snap that sideways pass to the corner as he would pull up for a 12-footer. Check this pass though. It appears to me like he imparts some extra side spin on the release, so it drifts back to the right, basically bending around the defense before finding the receiver in the deep corner for the jumper. It happens often where CP3's skip passes come within a fingernail of getting deflected, but he's the expert at putting it just out of reach and into the hands of open teammates. Watch how he uses the skip dribble to buy him some time. Head up scanning, right foot lifts and then lands back on the right foot. The right hand pauses about 3 inches from the ball, giving him the option of another dribble if he wants, before cocking it back and firing it across the court for a wide open corner three. And the Thunder have a great action I really love. They break Gallinari off the Adams pin down into the top of the key catch. Then they hand it right back off to CP3, who immediately gets the Adams ball screen. This inverted pistol action gets the defense moving and then out of position to cover Gallinari spotting up and Adams rolling, enabling CP3 to throw this skip pass to the corner, controlling the entire possession to ensure the best possible shot is taken. It just so happens that this year, these shots haven't been falling. These plays, however, should be very encouraging to the Hawks, Rockets, and Thunder coaching staffs. I have no doubt they're nodding their heads in approval of the shots generated, and also thinking that eventually the shooters will regress back to the mean and hitting these corner threes more frequently. But for now, Young, Harden, and Paul need to be a little patient and continue to be the top passers in the NBA, masters at their craft, and wizards of their offenses. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to B-Ball Breakdown so you can get alerted right away when we drop a new video. This season will be filled with incredible content, so don't miss it. You in?